Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing off a synth that I've been getting loads of requests for ever since I started up the channel, and it's going to be for the SKRIllEX Reptile bass synth. Here's a quick sample of what it's going to end up sounding like. Alright, so just a brief overview of what's going on here. This one is Maelstrom based. I have a line mixer here too in case I want to add a sub bass later on, but so far it's just the Maelstrom. The first oscillator is the Juno. The octave is set to 2, the motion is set to -45, index 0, and then the shift is set to -4. Full decay sustain, the attack is at 24 and the release is at 21, and the gain is set to 104. And then under that, in oscillator B, we have a sine wave, octave 2, full decay sustain. The attack is at 28 and the gain is at 92. And then all of that is being routed. Both oscillator A and oscillator B are routed into filter B, which is a comb plus filter. The frequency is set to 104 and the resonance is, I don't know why it's at 0, it should be at 5. Just something slight just to give it a little bit of a like wetness to it. And then also in filter A, there's a comb negative filter that's set to 19. The resonance is set to 19, that is, and the frequency is set to 116. And then we have the shaper, route filter B to the shaper, and then we have a sine wave, or a sine shaper, and the amount is set to 84. And then we also have oscillator A routed into the shaper. Alright, and then we also have a screen forward distortion unit. The type is set to tape. The parameter 1 is 111. Parameter 2 is 77. And the cut is, well, the cut has the low set at 42, the mid 0, and the high set to 10. The body, the resonance is 23, the scale is 107, the auto is 6, and the body type is C. Alright, and this BV512 vocoder, it's a 4-band equalizer setting. Essentially all this is doing is just boosting some of the mid frequencies, just sort of giving it more of a talking vocal sort of feeling. Yeah, so just pretty much boost some of the highs to like the second line from the top, like the low and the mid and the first mid and the high are both at like the second line to the top, and then I have the lows just somewhat mid-range, third line from the top, and then the second mid is set to like the fourth line from the top. So it's really just boosting the mids, the mid-range. Oh, and one thing that I forgot to mention with the Maelstrom is that in the velocity, the shift is set to 6, just to give it a bit higher pitch vocal feeling. And then I also have a unison here. The dry wet is set to 18, the detune is left at 40, and this is just to still keep things stereo, so it's not just a stagnant mono sound. And I also have a DDL1 delay, and this one I had off for the demonstration, but I do like to have it on every so often because it does really recreate that build up very nicely that starts off the song. If you automate the this envelope controlled filter, which I'll get into in a second, and then you have this delay with the feedback somewhat low at about 10, and then the dry wet set to just around 10-15, with the steps at 3. it really just recreates that sort of full full stereo effect as well. It just doesn't sound like, you know, one sound being repeated over and over and over again. It feels a bit more fluid. So then I'm also sidechaining it. There's a download link in the description. I'm doing that for all of my newer videos, and I'm actually starting to do the smart thing with the download links, is just using a factory preset for the redrum, and so these should just load up. I have these going on on 1 and 9, and then you don't really have to have it on 17 through 32 steps, but yeah, it's just on 1 and 9, just because if you have it on every 4, like 1, 5, 9, and 13, then it just really cuts into the sound, and you don't really get to hear the gritty, loud bass noises out of this. So I just have it on when the kick would come in. Alright, and then in this equalizer, I'm pretty much again boosting the mids, just sort of helping out this BV512 vocoder just a little bit more. I have the low shelf set to low shelf gain set to 3.7. The parameter 2, the frequency is around 604. Then the gain is set to 7.1. Then the high shelf just has a gain set to 3.4. Alright, and then with this envelope controlled filter, all that it is that excuse me, I have just the factory preset on there, just low pass 12. I haven't really done anything to it. I just have the frequency set to 110 just to have something to sort of modulate, just so you can play with the sound just a little bit more. Plus, on top of that, I don't have it all the way up to the top, just because some of the higher frequencies can be really sharp and annoying at times, depending on what kind of speakers you're listening to it through. But that's really up to your taste and what you want to do with the synth. So yeah, that's pretty much all that goes into the synth. Again, like I said, you could add a sub bass to it, you know, just any synthesizer with the sine wave, really, and this sort of allows for that. And yeah, that's just about all that goes into the synth. Hope you enjoy using it. I know I will. And as always, thank you for watching, and you have a nice day.